again, you're setting things up in your favor to where not only have you approached the horse in a manner to where you're trying to keep their anxiety level at 5 or less, you give them some food, automatically that anxiety level goes to 4, period. Right? Because physiologically they can't help it. Because horses can't eat and be anxious. They don't do that. That's like two contradictory things. Right? It's like whatever, this kind of thing. You know, it's hard to do. It's really hard to do. So as soon as you feed them food, especially low, because I've seen anxious horses, maybe some of you have seen anxious horses with their heads up here, eating the treat, you know what I mean? Like that it can happen, but they're still physiologically a part of them. Because if they continue to have anxiety, they'll probably spit the food out and stop eating or won't eat. So we're just setting the odds up in our favor. So feed them treats down low, and feed them treats. Give them a reason to like you. That's how we make friends, right? Don't get bitten, keep your hand flat, okay? But keep in mind all of the 3 steps. If you feed the horse a treat, and he's like, oh yeah, you're the treat lady, give me some of those, you know, you're not safe anymore. Okay, so what happens with treats is that people give them treats, and then the horse's anxiety goes from 5 to 2, okay? And then they go on to the offensive, okay? And then they're like, oh, yeah, I got your number. Yeah, give me some more of those, right? And they get in your space. That's when you become unsafe. Okay, and that's when you have to go, I don't deal with bullies. I'm sorry. I was trying to be nice to you, but now, you know, and you have to turn your back and ignore that kind of behavior. What happens is a lot of times, when the horses do come into you and you give them treats, they go, oh, okay, you wanted some treat. Here you go. Just step on my feet. You know, and that's not okay. That's not okay at all. They cannot ever crowd you, period. They crowd you, you get away from them, and you definitely stop feeding them. The head has to stay below the line, or the food goes away, period. Okay, so that's the big difference where people get hung up on food, because a lot of people just say, it spoils them, makes them bad, okay? No, it's a tool. It's actually a tool that we can apply appropriately when we need to get what we're looking for behaviorally from the animal. Is that making sense so far? So, that's Horses 101 Week 1. And on that note, I'm going to stop and see, does anybody have any questions about it? We're going to